Hey everybody, the X-13 is out of the paint shop. After staining, it got 4 coats of lacquer on the neck, and then sanding and polishing. And there's a little bit of cut through at the edges, and so I hit it up with some more red stain just to keep it all color matched. You can see the lighter spots there, and a little bit there too on the edges. Then this guy was also clear coated and sanded and polished, and it turned out all nice. And then let's see, the spot where the old one had been glued down, that got sanded down, and then I hit that up with some red dye in order to do the color match thing. It's the lighter portion there, just right near the base. There wasn't really that much that was exposed. And then I went ahead and glued this into place. And the neck screw's got a fresh coat of paint, and screwed the neck back on. And as you may or may not recall, in a previous episode, I'd already done all the test assembly, so the only thing really left to do now is put the strings back on and set the neck alignment this way, finish snugging down these screws till they're at 100% tension. And yeah, I've got the saddles, they're more or less set where they were before for intonation, but they're just taped in at the moment because of the fact that they actually go back behind that little lock grub screw thing. So, but yeah, that's basically it. It's just a matter of stringing it up, tuning it up, and checking the intonation, and it should be all up and running again with the new flat neck and flat heel. And oh yeah, it's definitely, it makes a difference. It makes a difference. And this is pretty much about as low as you can go on a wood neck. Now, the twin triple cube carbon fiber necks will actually be a slightly thinner profile than this even. There won't be any heel, and I've got another thing that I'm going to be testing besides the carbon fiber neck idea. And I've done this before actually on this one on the left here, this long thing. Tested the same idea and it worked great. The idea is that if you look at this guitar, there's no neck pickup. In fact, on most of my builds, I'm not using a neck pickup, which means that actually the neck could extend past the fingerboard to down here without getting in the way of the neck pickup. So the idea is, instead of having a heel area here, you just continue the neck all the way down and put the heel down here past the end of the fingerboard, so that your profile all the way from this end to this end is just the trapezoid with no heel at all, and there's no body underneath this portion of the neck at all. The body begins here, not back here. So the body begins here and extends up. This is where the pointy part of the body is, and then you would have the neck sticking out here with the triangular heel that matches the body here. But your heel isn't until you get down here, which means that there's no heel underneath the top end of the fretboard there. And so yeah, that's another thing I want to try out, because at that point you'll have a profile that's smaller than this, and you won't have any heel at all. And I think that'll probably be about as low as you can go in a neck, unless you get into like an aluminum fretboard or something like that, carbon fiber, whatever, something that's so inherently stiff by itself that it can get away with, you know, like a single carbon fiber tube kind of neck thing or something like that. So, maybe I should be working in that direction. Wonder if they have carbon fiber bar stock of the appropriate size, or aluminum stock. How would you fret an aluminum fretboard? That would be tough. Guess you'd have to glue this stuff on. But anyway, okay, so right, so it got clear coated and sanded and polished, and I also polished the fingerboard. It's a finished fingerboard, as you can see, but it was looking a little rough, so I went ahead and ran a polisher over it too. And this got clear coated, sanded and polished, and glued on. The neck's been screwed on, and yeah, everything on this thing it's done. It's done. So yeah, all I got to do is, you know, go through the motions of stringing it up, tuning it up, and playing it some more, because I already did all that before it went into the paint shop. So this is going to be the last video in the current round of improvements to this guitar, and I think at this point the design is, of course I say this every time, that the design is, you know, I can't think of anything else, and yeah, at each point in time it's true that I can't think of anything else. But if you look at this guitar, right, and then you look at like this guitar here, that's the Strat stick. These things all seem to be evolving into the same basic concept of, I've got a fretboard, I've got what I have to have below it in order to turn it into a guitar, and then I got a swing bar. And yeah, so yeah, except for, you know, building this basic kind of design using different materials like carbon fiber and maybe aluminum or carbon fiber for the body, or babinga or different woods or whatever, and then, you know, different bridges and different electronics. But yeah, other than that, the basic design doesn't really seem to be changing much. So this would be a Steinberger stick, basically. That other one that I was just showing you, that would have been a Strat version, a Strat stick. But this would be a Steinberger stick. And I've got this in this is a plywood. I've got one in I think it's a red oak or something. And yeah, actually I've got like about 4 or 5, 6 Steinbergers now. So I've got more Steinbergs than I have Steinberg guitars and builds. So I've got at least one extra bridge that I'm pretty sure of, which means I got to build another one, I guess. But this is the thing, is that I'm down to the point where if I'm going to build a guitar, I might as well build the best guitar I can build, and that means basically I'm just going to be building a whole bunch of X-13s with, you know, nicer materials, carbon fiber, babinga, what have you. So yeah, and at that point, you know, I'm turning into a guitar factory. You know, once I built one, I've got one. I don't really need another for myself, and so the logical step is to sell them off, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, that's going to do it for the X-13 for now. And I guess the big thing that all of this is waiting on is for the parts for the triple tube carbon fiber neck, which actually I gotta call my buddy. We're supposed to be going on a gas run and stuff, and I have parts at the post office. It might be my carbon fiber tube stuff. But anyway, until the next one, everybody have a good one.